Good evening, everyone. It's your man PSTOCK. This is Conversation, and this is another iHipHopTV special. And we have a great guest tonight. Very important figure in Southern music and R&B. You know, we're going to get into that. You know, and that we got a lot to cover with her. You know, you're just going to love this. You're going to love it. And definitely a big shout out to Aladdin 19. You know, Lex Luger, the Backward Ambassador, congratulations on being nominated for that SEA award and making it happen, you know, bring it home. You know, big shout out to Dark Diva, Mad Money Militia Global, you know, as usual, you know, in the place to be. But tonight, you know, the artist that we have, you know, very important figure in music and independent. She's here to tell us all about it. But before we bring her in, I want you to hear. Check this out. It's hot. It's hot. I gotta hear this. I gotta hear this.
Your name gonna be in the beginning.
You sure?
Yes.
Okay.
NENE Lioness. Don't music.
Right, tonight we have NENE Lioness. You ready? You ready, NENE? Where you at? Where you at? You gotta open your camera back up. Open it back up. Yeah. Where you at? Now adjust it. Look like it came off.
Is that
That's
better?
better. There you go. There you go. There you go. So we have NENE Lioness, Lil Lady. I mean, there's so much to talk through, to talk to you about, and the cover, you know. And I just want to say thank you for taking the time out to come holler at us over at iHipHopTV. You know, so we got you on the radar. We're gonna bring you to the light. You know, that's what we do. We specialize in bringing people to the light, for sure. But definitely, you know, I mean, your bio's incredible. Your work history, you've worked with a lot of artists across the board. You travel a lot in this music. But let our viewers know how long you have been doing music, you know, and I'm gonna let the viewers know if I turn it over to you that you're a double-edged sword. You know, you got the vocals and you be throwing those verses at them, you know. But let the viewers know what's happening, what's popping, NENE.
What's going on? What's going on, y'all? It's NENE Lioness. I'm here. Appreciate your iHipHopTV. Stop for having me, bruh. I'm in the building. So to answer your question, I've been doing music since 2000. I started out in Clean.
NENE, your microphone's breaking up a little bit. You're going in and out.
Can you hear me?
I hear you. It was going in and out.
Okay. Is that
Yeah, it
better?
sounds better. Sounds better.
So I started out in year 2000 in Killeen, Texas, And 92.3, David Jordan and Erica, they pretty much took me under their wing and just, I mean, I wasn't trying to be an artist. Let's just say that. I wasn't trying to be an artist. I really wanted to play basketball. And that's not what life threw at. So 92.3, leaders say, put me under their wing, put me on the radio for 3 years in a row. And that led to opening up Trina and, you know what I'm saying, Joe Levert, Moni Parker. I mean, my list goes on.
I know you must have ran across Russell Webster dealing with Levert. You know Russell, you meet Russell? My man out of DC.
No, I didn't meet him, but at the time when I did open up for him, I had a manager out of Houston who owned a celebrity club. His name was Mike. And he would bring all the celebrities to his club. Okay. And that's how I was able to open up for him. And then me and my producer, P-Rod, we got a chance to do a track with Joe Levert, his best friend, Mr. Bibbit. Right. I don't know him. He's one of the writers for Joe Levert. Okay. And Joe Levert got him to do a song with me. And he sounds just like Joe Levert. And every time people hear that song, they be like, is that Joe Levert? Like, no, that's his best friend, Mr. Bibbit. He's a writer for Joe Levert. He sounds just like him, so I can see why he's a writer for him. But that's how that went.
Wow, that's you. So tell us about being a female independent artist, especially in the times, because I know you've seen the industry change. So, give the background on that, and being an independent artist for you, and how it's, and then we'll get into another question that I really want to ask you about as well.
Okay. I basically want to say, like, coming from 2000 to now, the industry definitely changed, especially for women. Back then, you didn't have too many female artists, like, naked, really. Not that I'm judging the females today, I'm not. But we were more closed up, more. Well, I know I was. Okay. I can't speak for everybody else, but I know then you didn't have too many female artists. Like, it's saturated today. But back then you didn't have. So you had your select few that was on and doing what they were doing. And when I came into the game, I started out with the great. Didn't never start out local. Always started with the great. And at that time to come into the game, it was more manual, if that's how I see it, because everything is digital now. And so it was more manual for us. It was, if you had a concert, your team, you guys going to go out, walk, put the flyers on the people's cars.
Yeah, street sweepers.
Out the trunk.
Yeah. That's how I started. You're talking about what I know about how I started. Yeah. Grinding.
Yeah, grinding. You selling your music out the trunk. You post up at the liquor stores, selling your music. You getting it. You know what I'm saying? So from today is different. Everything is digital now. So you no longer have to hit the streets, hit the block. It's put it up on social media and there it is. Yeah. But as of the women today, I think they are more, what is the proper word I want to say? I want to say flamboyant, right. If that's the right word.
I understand what you're saying. That's part of what I was going to ask you. Yeah. But yeah, I understand. Yep, more flamboyant with it. Yep.
Yeah, so they're more flamboyant with the women today, but back then it was more, hey, you got talent and you bringing it, we dealing with it. It wasn't, your booty had to be a certain size, or you had to be a certain section.
Right.
Artists or stuff right here, they got artists today. I mean, they got the look in the booty, but they don't really got talent.
Right.
But back then, it was talent. They wanted to hear your talent.
Right. So, yeah, so it's changed, and with that being said, like with the success of Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion, and like from Trina would probably went in that lane back in the day, and Lil' Kim. Yep, Little Kim's another one. So, and what's her name? Oh, a girl freak like me, Dina Howard. You know, she was,
Adina,
yeah, she was in the mix with it as well. So, with that being said, what that do is the how do you think this next one? Because I see a lot of artists that are trying to go that route, the females. So, I mean, I know you probably see it, but how is that affecting the industry? Do you think? You think it's gonna be a flooding of the market of those type of artists?
it is. It's definitely headed that way. It definitely makes it harder for women who not about that type of life right there, but they're great artists. But they get looked over because they're not showing no breast, showing no butt, or showing a coochie pouch and all that little stuff right there. So they kind of get looked over, and they be harder than the women that's doing all that. So I think, man, nowadays this is pretty soon they just gonna be naked.
You're probably right. I mean, it's going that way, and I mean, it's like the stripper culture, And I mean, I don't knock anybody, for what they like and what they do, and women, it's your body. You can do what you want to do, and if you're creative and talented, you're gonna make money. People are gonna see the day because that's the way it is. But like you said, we're losing that quality, I guess, that talent. So going back and comparing that, like with Trina, you did things with Trina and everything back in the day. What was the vibe with Trina different? Because Trina was more coming as a boss lady, coming out. She was that, but she was more, like on the boss lady edge, right? Same with Little Kim.
I think like back then, Trina, when I did the radio interview with her and I was her opening
Mm-hmm.
act, I think she was more on a boss level.
Mm-hmm.
Like she was more like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sexy, I'm damn, but y'all can't, you know what I'm saying? Y'all can't be touching and all up on this right here. You know what I'm saying? Even though she was doing her music and everything, she just still had a persona about herself like, I'm a boss. So if you're gonna deal with me, this is what you're gonna deal with. And I get it, like the artist, we came from that era. So the new artist is, when it comes to us and them, it's pretty much like, okay, if y'all want to still be relevant, you're gonna have to give us
Right.
something,
Right.
basically. So I definitely give a shout out to Trina. She's doing her thing.
Yeah, reality
You
TV.
know,
She's on the show, the reality TV. Yeah, yeah.
she's doing her thing and she's keeping herself
Yep.
relevant more so than I can say for a lot of female artists. They came in the
Yep.
game and went out. So Trina's doing a very great job, and I'm staying relevant. She's still beautiful, and she still got it. I mean, you can't snatch from her.
Right, right, and that's big, and also that brings me to something that what I noticed and everything with the pop, and I talked to Lex Luger and a couple others about the K-pop, the K-pop artists and everything coming out, and lanes are leaving. Like male R&B isn't the same. That lane seems to be wide open if somebody jumps in it. And like with the female R&B, right now that as too, that's a strong lane that you can get in. There's more females making noise than men right now. So with that being said, do you find like the industry? I think that discrimination is institutionalized in the industry and as well as everything else. But what about the music industry? Not even far. I think there's probably unfair imbalance with royalties and stuff from people that went, and from the past as well as that. So do you find that the industry kind of singles out or basically they, is there a difference between a light-skinned black woman and a dark-skinned black artist, all in that same lane, do they give you more, like they'll give the light-skinned artist more time and shine than that, and then of course the white artists to get more. Is it, is that something that you have to deal with?
Yeah, and I'm freaking pissed off about it because I feel like there they go with that Jim Crow. We dealt with Jim Crow law for years.
Right.
and it didn't help the Black community. It destroyed us. It made one feel like they was better than the other, and that's their way of tearing down the Black community. Still, even though we're doing music, they're still tearing us down with the music by separating us, by saying we want the light skin that looks like this.
Right.
Now you can have somebody dark skin that looks normal and average, but they'll get overlooked unless they really just kicking in doors, such as myself. They can't tell me.
Right.
I ain't trying.
Right.
With that being said, it is. I have to deal with things. There's roles I went out for that I didn't get. I was pretty. It was like pretty girl, but not light enough. You're not light enough. You're not thin enough. You're not. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn. You know, if I'm good with the part, what's the problem? You're not light enough. You're not thin enough. And your hair is not like this. So yeah, I've experienced it, and it pissed me off, and it discouraged me a little bit, but not enough to make me say,
right,
I'm quit.
right. That, you know,
It's a terrible thing, because I know artists that are bleaching their skin
wow.
to be lighter so that they can be accepted,
Wow.
and that us as women should not have to do that. Us as Black people should not have to do that.
Right.
And it's just it's a lot of that going on. It's a lot of separation in the industry, and it's terrible. It is. I mean, I just don't agree with that.
Right. How about the internet? You know, has the internet changed the way, you know, we may view that, you know, and opening up more doors, because you got more people from around the world, from Africa and everything. We deal with a lot of African artists. We deal with a lot of, you know, artists, you know, international artists. So, and they don't seem to care. You know, I've talked to an Israeli artist that, you know, he grew up listening to R&B, Motown, and then getting into rap, but he does this brand of pop. So do you think with it being globalized even more with the internet, is that changing? Is it gradually going to, you know, content? We don't care what you look like. If you sound good, and that's all there is to it.
I mean, it is a blessing on how everything went digital on the real. Like, and the reason why I say that is because, like I just said, it opened up for women such as myself, my complexion, my size, to still be noticed. Because, like I said, when the world is cut off and they only can see what's on TV, then that's what they're gonna look at.
Right.
But when it's open, like it is now, it gets to say, well, wait a minute, this person right here making noise. This person right here good.
Right.
Might not be light skinned, Coke shaped bottle, but she's something to look at. You know what I'm saying? She's entertaining. So with social media definitely made a great impact for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Not even just artists, for people such as yourself. I mean, people able to do their podcast, people able to advertise their music on all different types of social media levels. I mean, there's one time I want to say that I went on Instagram,
right,
and they were interviewing these young guys, and they were asking them about the light skin and the dark skin situation. And it was really sad, because their mothers there, and what came out there, and their mothers, what they were dark,
right,
but what came out their mouth was horrible. But it was like, oh no, it's all about the light yellow women. And the guy goes, well, your mama not yellow hair. That's mama. We love mama. But when it comes to the female artists, you know what I'm saying, we be looking for them yellow bones and stuff like that. What? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's, and it's a shame that's how our young youth is.
Yeah.
But that's because the industry got us separated, because that's what's all they see on TV. But it definitely helped me out to the point to where I'm no longer really discouraged about it now, because I've been doing good, and it's been working, and it's been helping me out. So,
right. And that's big, you know, and that's the way you got to go, you know, and we know you're going to keep doing your thing no matter what. So we definitely. So speaking of that, you did a performance that's recently. You want to get into that? We got plenty more questions because I want to get into the business side. You're doing a lot of things. You're wearing a lot of hats out there too. So we want to talk a little bit about that as well. But you had a performance. You want to introduce it for the viewers? You know, the performance you had. It was Swisher House. You said this was a Swisher House performance you just recently did.
Yeah, it was Easy birthday bash for OG Red, Swisher House DJing, and Swisher House members. Big Tiger was in the building, and I did my thing with Tebow, Mike Hogg Entertainment. We did a great collabo, but this particular performance is me doing my top single club.
Okay, what was that single again? Let the viewers know. Still, to me, it could be my headphone might be going, but it sounds like you're going in and out. But it doesn't.
Club Zone.
Okay, there it goes. Let's check this out. Club Zone.
Don't be messing with me. Just give me another drink and let me party. I ain't gotta be you. Excuse who you are. You know that I'm a star. I want the whole bar. I ain't even tripping. I don't see it by far. In the club from my car. Put up on the line. I'm dripping. Man, I'm dripping. Where I'm from, we got candy cold skin. Shit gets twisted. Party so split. Girl, I'm rich and that's a game club with. Cause I'm in my energy. My own energy. Hands in the cup so I can be me. I spend my money. Go with when I'm off to the club, in my clubs, I'm doing my thing. When I'm on the dance floor, in my clubs, I'm doing my thing. And when I feel like drinking, I'ma hit the bar, buy me a drink. And when I scream DJ, get it, then I'll get inside. Don't spill your drink on me. Don't spill your drink. Don't spill your drink on me. Don't spill your drink. Don't stand for my shoes. Brand new shoes. Don't stand for my shoes. Brand new shoes. I'm so drunk that I'm drinking like a bottle. I'm so thick I can be a double model. Blue brand, green girls we should follow. Ain't that bitches got something for you to swallow. Ain't that bitches got something for you. Ain't that bitches got something for you. Bitches got something for you. Ain't this bitches got something for you to swallow. And when I'm off to the club, in my clubs, I'm doing my thing. When I'm on the dance floor, in my clubs, I'm doing my thing. What? And when I feel like drinking, I'ma hit the bar, buy me a drink. And when I scream DJ, can you play my dance style? Drink in my hand, I want a damn cold drink in my hand. I'm at the bar with 2 drinks in my hand. I'm at the bar with 2 drinks in my hand. Play 2 drinks in my hand. Drinks in my hand. Drinks in my hand. Drinks in my hand. When I'm off to the club, in my clubs, I'm doing my thing. When I'm on the dance floor, in my clubs, I'm doing my swing. When I feel like drinking, I'ma hit the bar, buy me a drink. I can't party. And when I scream, DJ, can you play my favorite song?
All right, we're back with NENE Lioness, Lil Lady. You know, and that was a new performance, and it was hot. You know, I you got the vocals, and I listened to the raps, and I'm like, man, she's killing it on both angles in the music, all angles, and I love it. You know, I mean, make that happen, and definitely keep doing that. But on the business side, on other stuff you're doing, you know, Houston has and a lot of people might not be aware, Houston has a huge music scene. You know, there's a
Yeah.
lot of venues and places to perform and everything. You know, and then COVID slowed that down. Internet picked up some of the slack. But I was looking at you also do comedy shows, and you're also doing a new uh, you're writing a movie series, a new series too. I'd like to get into that. That's my lane. I'd like to discuss that stuff and the music stuff. But doing a comedy show, how's that? How's that going with the black carpet, Black History movement that you have going on? And I love it. And Juneteenth is big for Houston because that's where it was founded at. As well. I'm glad to see it taken off around the country and letting everyone participate. There's a lot of big events going on that year, music involved, and I love it. So, and you tied in with the comedy show with that. Tell the viewers about that.
The Black Carpet Black Heritage Movement is a movement that I started last year, and basically it's pertaining to a black carpet. And people might say, well, what does a black carpet have to do with it? Well, it has a lot to do with it because when you look at black people walking down a black carpet, then they look like kings and queens. And I'm not hating on the people's red carpet because that's their thing. They've been doing it for years, but I wanted to start something new and let black people you look more royal on your own color carpet.
Yeah.
You look like bosses.
Yeah.
So my was to start it and start doing events and like event we're trying to launch like maybe in Memphis or we're looking for a venue now for it. That event will consist of a royal event. It will have royal colors. We will have motivational speakers there, pillars of the community, and we will have plenty coverage from network stations and stuff like that. I know that we got your support on
Yes.
it, and that's pretty much what it is. Starting a whole black carpet movement.
That's big, and to tie it in with comedy, I think is brilliant.
Okay, well, the comedy is not actually tied into the black
Oh,
carpet.
it's not.
No. I'm a founder of a lot of things. Like, for instance, I'm a founder of the Black Carpet Black Heritage Movement. That's the black carpet.
Okay.
Now, the comedy is it's called the Belly Hurt.
Okay.
And I'm the founder of it. And what we do is we give away $500 to the best comedian who can make the crowd stomach hurt.
Oh, gotcha. That's a great concept.
I do my amateur comedy, but yeah.
That's great concept. But the Black Carpet Black History movement is huge, and definitely keep us informed on the movements with that, so we can let the people know. Because too, as well as that, and in the Houston area, get out there for the Bellyache comedy shows too. That's you. So you're doing so much. So tell us about the movie series you're doing. Is it based off of something in Houston or something that you creative that's in your vision?
No, actually, it's based off what I kind of went through in life while I was starting my career.
Right.
So it's based on hood and music and different trauma events that take place. The message behind it is you're either gonna choose the streets or the music.
Right.
So in the movie, like I'm going on tour and we get, we got judges in it, and we got mental doctors in it, and we got hood hustlers, and we got NENE Leakes, Gregory Leakes' son, Damien Leakes, NENE Leakes' stepson. We have Damien in it, and he's playing detective lockup. So during the whole thing, he's trying to figure out what took place. There's I can't really expose it too much. So I'm just cutting corners. During the whole movie series, he's trying to figure out who caught the body and why did it take place. And then you got the artist running around trying to cover up stuff. And it's a movie series, 3 seasons and 8. 3 seasons, 8.
Oh, 3 seasons. Wow. So you've been doing it for a minute. So you're writing, producing, doing it all, wearing a lot of hats for that, right?
We do have a writer's panel that I brought forward, and we're actually getting ready in a couple of months. We'll be ready to shoot the first 4 episodes.
Okay.
Out of Atlanta. Most of it will be between Atlanta and Florida. The movie will be shot.
Okay. Yeah, film credits. Better film credits, right? That's what it is. Better film credits. Well, that's
Yes, but we got P-Rod from Track House. He's gonna be responsible for the soundtrack for it. So that's like P-Rod from Track House. I asked him to do the soundtrack for it. So when we do get it, he will be responsible for that. He's already did a soundtrack for a movie out that has millions of views already. It's called Dear Frank.
okay.
And it's out already and it has millions of views already. He was responsible for the soundtrack for that. So we got and I want to mention this. We got Kimberly Newson, who plays my mother, but she's right hand man with John Walsh. You know who that is? The white dude. So she's like in all kind of Fatal Attraction stuff. She's also got a part. She did a small little cameo, extra scene or whatever in Tyler Perry movie, but she just got sent to New York doing some big movie. So I mean, it was an honor. I mean, when I reached out to her, I thought she was gonna be like, "Girl, I know you know, in this movie, I'm big time." But oh my God, when I say she was the most humblest person, and she didn't charge me, and she's not gonna charge me. I'm gonna roll this out.
Wow, that's a good look. That's a good look, and I like to see that, especially and Black creators in the film markets to get their stories out and get our stories out, because there is a market. Our films do make money, and we do have viewers, and that's the whole thing. You know, they want to see. Now, on top of that, you know, you was talking about the series into that. Have you followed the Empire series that was on television, the Fox series? You never watched Empire? Okay, because I'm just thinking.
I saw Empire. Like I saw it, but I saw a few.
Few of the episodes.
A few episodes.
Because it was to you, or is it just me? But for the most part, it was unrealistic.
Yes, and then when they start doing some extra stuff that I don't even want to say, they lost me.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying. You know, and doing stuff like that. See, that tells me the project you're working on related to the music will be closely related to the music industry. So the visuals is going to be crazy. You know, and instead of
it's gonna be real life stuff. Like in our movie, we showing real stuff. This ain't no made up. Hey, oh, we gonna act like we doing it. No, this is what people is doing for real.
Right. This is people's livelihoods and what they're putting it out. And it's a new wave of artists, you know, actors and actresses to elevate them and to get your stories out and to keep going from there. I love it. I love it.
It is. I mean, to be honest, it's like being able to do it. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. It's not easy. I jumped into it not knowing anything about it.
Right.
I figure, hey, you just get a few people, get the camera, and boom.
And make it go. No, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. Uh-oh, NENE, you still there? There you go. Froze up there.
And sorry about that. And
that's all right.
That's what I thought that took place, but no, it's not easy. You got to know how to have your writing got to be on point. You got to have your score, man. Because you know those sounds that be in a movie.
Yeah.
Not the beats, but
the
sound.
Yeah, the sound effects.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm just now figuring out that is called a score.
Yeah, it's part of the score.
A score man or score woman who knows how to do it. Right. So Damian Leaks, he hooked us up with a score man who was willing to do it for free. So the reason why I say this movie is actually meant to be done because most of the people like Lau Moore, he's a celebrity makeup artist in Atlanta.
Right.
He plays father. And everyone that I reached out to and that have status, they all agreed to do it. First is like, let's give a great big shout out to Felicia Geechwan. She just got recognized off of Fox News, and she got movies galore, short films, and she's like a mentor to me, even though she's in my movie as a hood hustler.
Right. Right.
She wanted that role because that's, she's always making films and doing girly stuff. So she was like, I wanted something that she never did. So I made her a hood hustler. But it was an honor to have her herself to even be a part of it. I mean, like
I
most
love
of the
it.
people that are part of it like got status, and they all agreed to do it without, I mean, nobody charged me. So that's how it's basically meant.
It's meant to be. I love it because, that's that's collective. The black film collectives and everything that do it. That everybody learn how to direct, learn how to produce, learn how to write, learn how to set up scenes and everything else, and you can rotate and be in the films. When I went to film school, that's what we did. We was in groups and we did projects. Everybody, did what they had to do to get the project done. So I understand, and it's not easy, and it is a lot of work from cradle to grave.
I mean, oh man, Pete, I've been working on this for like a year now. But when I first started it, I got hit by a tornado in Nashville,
Wow.
and went homeless, and so I was homeless. And at this time, man, I'm just be honest about my story, and I'm not ashamed of it at all. It made me homeless to the point to where I was sheltered, and they kind of beat me under the bridge. I mean, I went through a time in my life, but even with me going through all of that, I always kept my pen and pad and wrote down my ideas because I always said, even though I'm going through those things, that doesn't determine my future.
No.
That doesn't say who I am and what's going to be for me in the future. It just says, okay, nature kicked some butts and then threw some people out in the streets. But then, now look at me now. So I mean,
Yeah, you back, you recovered. That's that resiliency. So you're gonna do it. But yeah, Houston have been taking some licks, the past couple of seasons. So yeah, that's real big that you're able to pull out and do it to get to where you are and still maintain, handling your independent career and making things happen, and that's big. Plus you have a family, you have a family, and then you taking care of that and doing the business. How was that part? Like I know you've been on some tours, and that's what I wanted to ask you. What was the wildest tour? I mean, that you were on. You might not have partaked in anything, but you just noticed some wild stuff going on.
I did partake.
Okay, there you go. Hey, that's the way it go. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so I'll tell y'all this story. We went to Kalamazoo, Michigan,
Yes.
and we was on the road. That's one of the places we stopped in. In fact, that was when the Black Essence Fest was going on, and I got a chance to be with the Dramatics. I did a radio interview with them, and I was on their tour bus while we was, just sitting there talking to them. And in my mind, I'm like, damn, this is my mama's lane. You know what I'm saying? Like the
Yeah.
Dramatics. I'm
Dramatics.
actually sitting here with the Dramatics. Like, I mean, oh my gosh, it's just amazing. But this what happened to the artists. Well, the people that I was with. We was in this one hotel. You can only use a card to get on that floor.
Yeah.
So we thinking we good, man. We in there smoking weed. Next thing we know, here come boom, boom, boom. It wasn't the police though. It was just like security of the man. It was like, y'all gotta leave. Y'all gotta get out. It's too much smoke in this hallway.
Wow.
So
It's a secure floor. It's a secure
Right.
floor.
That's why we were smoking, like not even caring. Like we good when a secure floor, but nah, They threw our they threw our butts out.
Wow. Yeah, that's jive. That's jive. You know, the hotel. That's jive. I mean, yeah.
But
Wow.
you know, my manager
Kalamazoo. That's
at the time,
Michigan though. Kalamazoo.
yeah, that's Michigan. My
Yeah.
manager at the time said, you know what? See, now y'all finna go to a hotel where y'all just gonna be in one. So we wound up having to go to Motel 6. Man, we was like, oh man, we was in our luxury. She said, but
Yeah.
see, this is what I get for, but we think we're on a secret floor, like you said. I mean,
Yeah.
the big stars, they get away with it all the time, but I guess they got money to cover whatever take place.
If something's tore up. No. We used to take shifts and patrol the halls like we was doing shows. No joke. No joke. We was doing shows with Cassidy and Styles and Noriega and them. Big shout out to them guys. And Kaya. You remember Kaya? Yeah, we was doing shows
Yeah, I
with them.
remember my neck, my back.
Yeah, my neck, my back. And we had them and the hotels, because I found out that's how, because we had the card girls and any, young lady we see on the floor, you got an ID on you, because there was no card. I wish we had a card where you could get on the floor. Asking them for IDs and everything. Same with the mob. That was different though. Those tours was that's all I'm gonna say about that. But we was in Toronto. I was with Murder Inc. We was with Murder Inc. We had some artists up there, and we was in the hotel Marriott down on the harbor, and we was in the hallways. Everybody out there smoking and drinking the Canadian whiskey, going from room to room. Like a big party. They never said nothing, so I'm amazed. That they gonna tell you that's Kalamazoo, I guess.
That's Kalamazoo for you. They don't care. They ain't finna play with you out there. They don't care who you is.
Kalamazoo, they gonna put you right out. Hey,
Yeah, they gonna put you right out, right on out, and they ain't gonna think twice about it. And didn't give us our money back.
Wow, yeah. At least that was that. Nowadays they call it the cops, and you done paid for a room, and they still call the police on you, right? Hey, you pay for a room, go get something to eat, come back, and the police waiting for you. What you doing here? I just spent $200 for this room, and my stuff's upstairs. Well, you can't be here. What you mean I can't be? It's funny though. It's funny, but that stuff happens. It happens to a lot of people, and it happens in Michigan a lot. I can tell you, it does. I believe.
Yeah, so I'm telling the truth. You can't make that up.
You cannot make that up. You really cannot make that up.
So one time we were on and cut a flat. 2 times driving, we kicking it, everybody rapping, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. We catch a flat, and the van swerved, almost flipped us over in a ditch.
Wow.
And we didn't flip over, but we almost did.
Wow.
So that was one of the scariest times I ever been on the road, driving, and you going about 60, 70.
Yeah.
And you 2 flat tires just boom.
Yeah.
And
that bus usually go out of control. It can flip.
Exactly.
That's crazy though. I mean, wow. Yeah, so anything can happen. Like I was on a bus one time we was going from Philly into Pittsburgh, and it ran out of gas up in the mountains. Ran out of gas on a part of the road going up into the mountain. And he had to get over. There's no shoulder hardly. So the bus was there stuck. When you look out the window, you're looking right down the mountain. Like if this bus flips, it's like we everybody's gone. Like this dude, and I never forget it. All you hear is "old head." You ain't put no gas in the bus. Old head, no gas in the bus. That's all you hear. Old head, what happened? No gas in the bus. Come on, old head. What happened, old head? He's blaming the driver before him, of course. Like, no, he didn't do long. Yeah, he was old head the rest of the night. Old head, the bus driver. But I feel bad for that driver, but man, it was cold too. But yeah, anything can happen, and those on tours and doing stuff like that, for sure. So you definitely gotta, be on top of it. You need a good team. Of people with you that got your back, and to make sure that everything that you want to do, is definitely on point, So, and they got your back with it, but it's fun, So, I mean, and you doing it and doing it at the level you were doing it. Not only that, and with some of the people, like you hear stories like a lot of people didn't like to work with Luther Vandross. Okay, they didn't want to tour with him. Did you know that? A lot of people, they wanted to tour with him, but Luther wasn't. Luther was a diva, and he used to run them. He was on point. That's why En Vogue, they didn't want to go on tour with him no more. They backed out. Have you ever went on tour? Yeah. And so, you didn't know that? Luther was Luther. Yeah, Luther was hard. But have you ever went on tour? Luther was hard, boy. Luther was hard.
He was running them.
He was running them. They ain't want no parts of it after that. Never again. Never go on tour with Luther. Have you ever had a tour or with artists that you just wasn't feeling and the whole vibe and everything was thrown off?
Well, when I went to go open up for Corey Guns, it wasn't a tour, but we was going down there to open up for him for the weekend. And the guy that actually got me on the show, he was from Chicago. And when I tell you, he was the worst. And I was driving. He was like, well, can you drive some or whatever? Okay, I don't mind driving some. Now, this is the part that made me mad.
Yes.
You know how you have 16-wheelers on the road. Right?
Yeah.
You got the truck gonna be there. You can't take them off the road. Every time we came past a truck, and if it was anywhere where the truck was on the side of us, he literally would start screaming.
Wow.
Literally, like screaming, like a scream, like somebody is hurting him. And please, get away from the truck, get away from the truck. And the whole time I had to deal with that on the way there and on the way back.
Wow.
And I never went on the road with them again. That was the most terrible time I ever had with any artist going on.
Yeah. That right there will do it, So that's what I said. Tours, and with groups, people really got to mesh for it. I mean, you can go on a tour and make money if everybody stay disciplined in their course, but it can end in homicide. I've seen a few, in that way. I mean, it happened. You remember when who was it? Was it Jodeci's manager got killed by Boys to Men? I think it was Boys to Men's manager. People killed him in Pittsburgh.
Wait a minute. Did you just say Jodeci manager got killed by Boys the Men manager?
Yeah, that happened. Yeah, that was on when they was on tour. It might have been one of the managers. I don't know if it was the main. It might have been the road managers or whatever got into it, and one killed the other. Yeah, in Pittsburgh. Yeah,
I did not know that.
Yeah. I think it was Jodeci and one. I think it was Jodeci and Boys the Men. Yeah. They're two management teams. So that's what I talk about, personalities and egos all bumping head on some of these events, it makes a difference. But yeah. I bet you a lot of people didn't realize that because it came out and that's where it happened. It happened in Pittsburgh. So,
I know it.
Yeah.
You said I've never heard it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you can Google it. I think it was Jodeci and Boys to Men. I'm sure. No, I think it was Jodeci and Belle Biv DeVoe. Belle Biv and DeVoe. That's who it was, I think. Belle Biv DeVoe's people killed one of Jodeci's or vice versa. I forget the whole story right now. But yeah, it happened on a tour they were on. Yeah. So that's what it goes back to saying, it's hard. And, these tours, although they're great, and they're great money getters and you get to meet people, but personalities and egos, you gotta match.
You gotta deal with you gotta deal with all that, and then like not even and just on that, it's different when you go in a studio with somebody because you only in there with them for a minute or so, not a minute, but black people minute is like a couple hours.
yeah, we in there that minute. Yeah, be in a minute, so, 90 minutes later.
Right. So it's different. But then when you go on the road, you're right. I mean, that's when you get to see people. Some people can't ride on the road long without catching an attitude, or they might get hot and you might be cold, or they want the seat this way and you're in the back. I mean, it's just like, or they might have to use the bathroom 1,000 times and you
Mm-hmm.
trying to get to your destination. So, like, you really do need to have the right team or people that goes out of town that mentally is prepared,
Mm-hmm.
because if people are not mentally prepared, it ain't finna work. It's gonna be problems.
Yeah, yeah, it's always going to be problems. Some of them road trips, you could be riding for hours. You might have to
Right.
ride from here to here. The next city might be 4 hours. Might be 6 hours or more. You never know.
But even more than that, but I'm gonna tell you something. Now, this is the craziest thing that ever happened to me when I was driving to New York from Houston.
Wow.
I was with superstar Billy Cook at the time,
Mm-hmm.
and me, him, and his wife, we were driving to New York to do a song with Sherrod. And
Okay.
I'm driving. Billy and them sleep. I'm smoking my weed. I'm just getting somewhere. I'm banging my new song, my new album I just did. I'm just getting it.
Right.
And then the police come out of nowhere. And by the grace of God, he didn't take me to jail, but this is what he said. This is the part for confession. But he said, I catch all y'all rappers on this highway. Y'all need to stay out of my jail. I'm always catching rappers on this highway. He said, well, where y'all going? I said, we're going to go do a song with Sherrod. And he said, well, I didn't know his Sherrod real name at the time. I said, the police officer told me this. He said, right, he says, Too Short, Sherrod, you tell Sherrod I said stay out of my jail. He done been in there a couple times. I done caught him on this road. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
He's like, get your little butt in the back, put the weed out. I'm not even gonna search to know if y'all got more weed. I'm just gonna say, put the weed out, get your ass in the back, and somebody else drive, and tell Sherrod to stay out of my jail.
Right. Right. That wasn't Tennessee, was it?
No, we was going. We was driving from Houston to New York. So
Okay.
I don't know. We was on some stretch highway. I don't know what state we was in at that time, but I
Right.
know we wasn't too far from New York.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, it could have been Jersey too, or Virginia. All of I had experiences with all them places too. I know exactly what you're saying with them. But Tennessee, there's a road stretch in Tennessee that they mark you there. So I don't, I try to stay out of there altogether, unless I'm not driving. I'll lay down in the back seat. We out of Tennessee? Okay, let me know. Then I'll come back out. All right.
Put
Uh,
me in the trunk.
yeah, yeah, I ain't playing with them. I'm not playing with them at all. You got to keep them out that way. We definitely got to keep them out. So then you do have a lot of stuff going on, a lot of big events going on too. Let the viewers know about some of these things and the events that you have, because there's some huge ones that you have. You have so much going on. It's hard to keep track with you, but you got the outside of the first annual Black Carpet Affair. You touched over that, the Black movement here. That's a huge one that is always in effect. What else is going on?
Juneteenth here
Mm-hmm.
in Houston. Me and Tebow will be opening up for Misco. This is actually like my second time opening up for Misco. The
Yeah.
first time I opened up for Misco was in Detroit. Now we will be able to open up for him again out here in Houston Juneteenth. So that's huge. Um, and Yandy and her models will be hosting it. So this is Juneteenth, everybody in Houston. If you're in the building around, you in Houston around Juneteenth, please come check out the show. Outside of that, let me get my list. Oh my God, my roster. Okay, so May 16, I will be in Arlington, Texas.
Okay.
Doing the Royal Experience comedy show. I'm actually the only musical artist on there.
Okay. Okay.
And that's for RJ Prince, so shout out to him. And then after that, Corey Thomas put together a music summit and in Gainesville, Florida. I will be there May 21st, 22nd, 23rd. I'll be performing for 3 days. And then after that, I will be. Oh, then we got the mystical thing after that, and then I got the Swisher House July 24th in San Antonio. They're basically putting us on the road. Now we're gonna be on every show that they do now. So I'm just gonna say we're on their tour because now we're on every show that they do.
Right. Right.
On their tour that they got going on. So Swisher House, San Antonio, July 24th, and then we have the Twisted tour. That's
Yes.
something that
I've been seeing that a
I
lot. That's what I was going to talk about, the Twisted Tour. Tell us about that.
The Twisted tour is a tour that I put together around the same time I came up with the movie when I was homeless. Because everyone was saying, well, you need a budget for this, you need a budget for that. And I'm like, well, you know what? I'm one of them pay as you go type people. And so with that being said, I created a platform for myself to bring attention and awareness to me. And so I created the Twisted tour from my song Twisted that came out and dropped it and did very well. Um, we actually on the fifth part, we went to it started in September 10th. So we went to Baltimore
Yes.
and then we went to Tampa, Florida after that, and then we went to Atlanta, and then we went to Fort Myers, Florida,
Right.
and now we are going back to Sarasota. Not going back, but we're going to Sarasota.
Sarasota. Okay.
Sarasota. Yeah. So wait a minute. The music summit is in Gainesville,
Okay. Gainesville.
and the Twisted tour is Sarasota, Florida.
Yep. Then I
The
see,
end of
and then I see you got the R&B and soul extravaganza coming up too, as well, right?
Oh yeah. That I think it's August
Yeah.
in Eldon, Texas. That's a Southern Soul concert. This would be my first time actually getting paid to do a Southern concert. My producer P Rod, we're currently working on my Southern Soul, and it would be ready, of course, for the concert. But my manager is the one actually putting that show together. And
Okay.
those Southern Soul artists that are on there, like Telly and all them, these guys, they've been going around getting money. I mean, they got a huge fan base. And then, I mean, I'm really excited to even be on the show with them because coming from R&B and hip hop and jumping over in that lane, like, I mean, to me, I'm excited about it because I like trying new things. I'm one of them artists like, hey, if you say, let's do skippity, skippity, hop, do, well, how does that go? Okay, then here goes me. Hey, I want to do a song in that area too.
Right. Right. Right.
I'm on that show.
So that goes a long way. So being a busy woman and a recording artist and being on the road with all of those things, how do you manage your relationships being in the industry and balance your family as well?
Well, my daughters are grown. They're out the house, so it's just mom.
Mm-hmm.
And of course that I just support their career on what they do.
Mm-hmm.
And mom is by herself and mom out here getting for the relationship. It's I tried to be in one.
Mm-hmm.
And those things never really too much work if a person is not understanding about what it takes to be an artist and when you go on the road or how long you got to be in the studio and all that type of stuff. I mean, I think honestly, just being single until you get to a point to where you establish, to where you can say, okay, now I got time to actually sit down and deal with it.
Yeah.
But if you're like busy like I am right now, no, I don't suggest that to anybody because now you're leaving your mate alone. And now that gives them room to say, well, I'm always by myself.
Mm-hmm.
And you're not here. And I might need some, I don't know if I can say it on here, but they might need some booty. And you're not around to give them no booty. So now they're cheating. And now you're on the road. Now you're getting phone calls. And it's just a hot mess. I mean, from what I experienced, it turns to hot. I just don't suggest it until you get yourself established to a degree to where you can balance it out because it's hard to balance it out. You're doing movies, you're rapping, singing, you're doing comedy, you're acting, you're on the road, and then most of the things I'm the founder of, so I'm dealing with not just me being an artist, but I'm dealing with other people.
Yeah.
You understand? So I don't really have time for myself. I literally just have to go in my room sometimes, turn the phone off, not.
I know. I understand. You understand that feeling. Wearing a lot of hats, and sometimes that's how it is. Just to regroup and to think about things, and then you still balancing the family, and that's great advice, especially the young artists coming up, because I've seen a lot of it, and I've seen a lot of it back in the day. We dealt with artists, whose what his wife was a great singer, but she come from the gospel lane, was trying to go pop and R&B, but we had to explain to him, you can't manage her. You're not going to be able to manage her. You have to let her do that lane on its own. And he even went to L.A. and took her to L.A. and they told him as he came back and told us, they said the same thing you said. I can't manage her. I'm like, hey, well, we told you that. You just can't, because that's conflict of interest all day, because then, you'll be interfering with the entity that's trying to create the record, and it doesn't fly like that, so.
I mean, it's hard. It's hard because even at times, people will come at me and be like, well, which direction are you really trying to go in? Because you're doing so much. And what they don't understand is I'm just enjoying my journey. I can go whatever direction I want to go. I'm an independent artist. I have my own platforms and I can go and do it how I want to do it because I'm not trying to be famous. I'm just enjoying my journey. Now, what comes out of it, I mean, is a different story. Don't get me wrong. I got a hell of a fan base. I do, and I work get
Yeah.
it. But I want to be able to do something that I didn't see a lot of artists do, which means is even though I rap and I sing, you're gonna catch me on time. So you're gonna catch me acting. You're gonna catch me doing this because I want to show the young people that you don't necessarily have to be stuck to one thing. God didn't create us with one talent or one gift.
No.
Because the reason why I'm gonna say this, and I don't want people to take me the wrong way, and it makes sense what you're saying. If you're doing too much, how can a person manage you? If they busting up your R&B career, and then you over here banging in comedy, now that does make a conflict of interest. But then and again, to a degree, it doesn't because I feel like you never know what field that you might blow up in the most.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So me, I'm doing. It's a free will, and a person can do whatever that they want to do.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah. That's big, and that makes sense. And that's great advice too for young artists that's trying pursuing that lane. We talk to a lot of them. We see a lot of them. So and I'm going to be referring them from here on. You need to go on iHipHopTV 1 on YouTube and check out the class with Professor NENE Lioness. She put down the master class on there for you to get up there and follow. To base it off of true, real experience. Because like I know, the music business isn't the same. And everything's digital, like you said. And while we're at that note, let everybody know where to find all of your music and everything, all your platforms and everything, so our viewers will know.
Okay, you can find my music on all platforms. I distribute through DistroKid, and so anybody that's familiar with DistroKid, they know they put them on all platforms. So you got Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon. It's even on TikTok. People are like, how can music get on TikTok? Your music go on TikTok.
Yeah.
So for our artists that don't know, because let me say this real quick. When we was in Baltimore performing for the tour, and somebody yelled out, "Where can I find your music?" And I said, and I named it. Then I said TikTok, and he thought it was funny. And I'm like, no, artist music goes on TikTok.
Yeah.
You can now put your music on there, and so you can find that everywhere. Any platform where music is at, that's where it's at. And it's a lot of them, so I can't name all of them. But the main ones, if you can't find all of them, at least go to Amazon, Spotify, Apple Music. I'm on CD Baby, TikTok. Look, hey, go on Facebook, check out my videos. Everything is NENE Lioness.
Everything.
NENE Lioness.
Everything.
Everything.
Everything. That's
Except
right.
for Instagram. Except for Instagram. Instagram is Lioness Needy.
Oh, okay. Okay. Instagram Lioness NENE. Y'all got that? You know, y'all definitely got to get that and follow. You know, it's great. You know, and you know, I definitely hope to, you know, be able to work with you sometime in the future, and hope you come back and holler at us. Bring some of that music over. You know, when you drop, you know, you got the new album out. I gotta hear it. It's incredible. You know, the sounds, it's off the hook, and there's a little bit of everything, for something for everybody in there. You know, and that's what I like, and I love that. You know, about your creative process, and I can see it in your music. You know, you got it. You got the club bangers. You got the chill. You got the trap music if they wanna get down. You got it all. You know, you blaze them up with
And
it.
it's so crazy, Pete, because you know what? I am nowhere near like a trap artist.
Yeah,
So, so, excuse me. So, when it comes to writing like gangster trap songs,
yeah,
I swear to you, I have to keep mine as simple as possible because I'm not a gangster. So, I can't
yeah,
write
yeah,
about I'm not no studio rapper. When I speak of something,
yeah,
it's because that's what I done went through, I'm going through, or I'm doing, or I didn't experience it. I can't get in the studio and say, "Oh, well, I'm a gangster rapper," and get the whipping it because I don't know anything about that. I'm a military brat,
right.
so with that being said, I can't. That's not really my field. I'll leave that up to leave that up to and just even with the particular like sexual songs,
Yeah,
that's not my field either. My you know, I learned from Ronald Isley when we was in Hawaii
hmm,
with Billy Cook. Billy Cook was the main artist to open up for him, but I was with Billy Cook on stage with him, so that gives me the right to say I opened up for him too.
yeah,
And
yeah.
so because I was on stage with Billy Cook, so with one of his songs, and actually I was dancing for him on one of his songs.
Hmm.
So I didn't get a chance to perform, but I got a chance to dance for him on one of his songs. I was one of his main dancer at that time.
Hmm.
He needed a dance. So that's how I was able to do it. But I got a chance to speak with Uncle Ron. And yeah, he's uncle now, y'all. Then it was Ron Isley. But he says, you know, young lady, he said, let me hear some of your music. And at that time I had just came in the game, so I let him hear my music and everything. He said, okay. He said, you know what I want you to do? He said, I want you to kiss. And I'm thinking, nigga, trying to kiss me? What's going on? Wait a minute. He said, no, not kiss me. No, kiss means keep it simple, stupid. And I was like, what does
Yeah,
that mean? He's like, well, a lot of artists don't know today. If you listen to Ronald Isley music, his hooks are simple. He keeps it simple. He don't go say, if you're gonna go down the street, he don't tell you to hit 3 blocks before he get you down to the end of that street.
right, right, right.
Basically what I'm trying to say, because like he said, most people in the club, and which is a true statement, they're either on some type of drug or they're drinking.
Yeah,
You very sudden have someone in the club that's just
sober.
don't do nothing.
Right.
Right. So if when you're creating your music, just keep it simple because they're only going to pay attention to your beat and your hook first before they even listen to your words.
Yep, that's true. That's great advice. That's great
And that's
advice.
why I started writing my music with kids, keeping it simple. And since I've been doing that, it's been doing very well.
That's great. You know, that's great. And that's true. As a filmmaker, that's one of the guidelines we always go by. Keep it, you know, keep everything to what you know. You know, keep it simple. You know, keep your stories simple. And we call them backyard stories. You know, your experiences or whatnot. You know, so keep it simple. But that's great advice Ronald Isley gave you. Now, before I let you go, we ain't gonna keep you all night. But we was talking, you know, what going on with the film industry and the casting couch. The music industry has that same mentality as well with the female artists and executives and everything. Has that seemed to tame down some with the fallout in the in the film industry, or do you think it's still prevalent today?
I think it's still prevalent today once you get to that level.
Mm-hmm.
You got some that will and some that won't. And that's why you see artists come in and then they go out, because those were the ones that was willing to sit on them direct couch and do what you have to do to get there. They need to stop. This is the part I don't get right here. They want to make it seem like, oh, the industry, oh yeah, come in, it's just glamorous, and we're gonna get all this. You're gonna be this. You're gonna be this. Okay, yeah, all glamorous, you're doing that stuff, but they don't say you giving up like DM said, like DM said. They want to know this, and this and that. You know, those are the things that some people are willing to do it. Some people are not willing. I'm not one of them people. So you're not gonna catch me on just TV like Cardi B and them, because I'm not selling my soul for nothing, and I'm enjoying my journey as it is because I have more power over what I'm doing. I'm not gonna get to the point in my career where somebody said, "Well," and I have. Oh, believe me, there's like guys come at you, or they want their penis sucked, or they want ass, all this sort of stuff here just for you to get a beat or do something or get on a show. But when you put yourself in a position and you build your platforms, that's when you can tell a person going about the business.
Yeah, that's sad, but it is prevalent, you know. And I've heard stories that in the film, and I've semi witnesses, and I've seen people, and this is funny, on a casting call where somebody comes in, a woman comes in for a part, you know, and she just does more than what she needed to do, and then it escalates into something else, you know, because you know you come in and that's what you're presenting, so yeah, you're gonna get taken advantage of. But she got the part, you know, so so that was enough to be said. She got the part, so.
You know what that reminds me of, PSTOCK?
What?
It reminds me of, you seen Chucky with Redman. I call him Reddy.
Yeah.
But the Redman on Chucky, right?
Right.
And then the lady is trying to get the part. And so Redman is like, what are you willing to do for it? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And she was willing to get that part. So yes, prime example. Right there, definitely. So, I mean, I think social media kind of helped people out when they opened up and flooded the gates for us to be able to go market on social media more so, because it kills a lot of having to do a lot of that.
Yeah.
Because now you're like, well, I ain't gotta do that. I can drop my stuff on and I didn't have to go do
Nothing.
You understand?
Right. You control your own distribution now, you know. Made it simple. You just gotta, and a lot of people, I tell a lot of artists, you know, especially, you know, when you go unsigned from back in the day, the hardest part to go from unsigned, once you sign that deal and you agree and you go down that lane, that's when it gets hard as hell. That's when the work goes in. That's whenever it comes down. Not getting it, you know, the fun, it seemed like once you do that deal, it seemed like, I mean, you travel, you meet people, you meet other people, but it kind of sucks the fun out of it sometimes for some of the hoops you got to go through and some of the other stuff that you go on and doing all these tours. You sacrifice a lot, like you said, family, relationships, and everything else, you know. So, and you can't be with you got to be thick-skinned, and you can't be with a jealous, insecure person and business, you know. You can't, those two things you can't do. Oh, probably a freeze. We're still there. We're still here, but we can ready to let you go. And we appreciate you coming through and taking the time out and educate us and spend and let people know, you know, NENE Lioness, she's been doing. And like I said, right now, who do you listen to? Like, is there anybody on the mainstream that you're listening to now?
Believe it or not, even though I'm a rapper, I don't really listen to rappers, but I like Mo3.
Okay.
I like Mo3. I like Tebow the Mike Hawk. His album reminds me of a Mo3 album. He was cool with the guy anyways, but it's like he was his mentor, but his album is like coming right behind it. I'm more listen to, even though I rap, I'm more listen to jazz. I like soft R&B music, because it just helps me relax. Just because I'm a rapper don't mean I want to listen to rap all freaking day long.
Right. You know,
So
split up.
I wanted to say something before I got off. I wanted to say that I was proud of my daughter Anaya. She's doing really big things with as you can see, she was with Jamie Foxx, Rick Ross. She's up there. Now when we were speaking pertaining to the industry, I'm really scared for my daughter. I am.
Right.
As a it makes me feel like, okay, you planted this seed and it was a good seed because you see where she's at, you know. But when you know the backside of it, you be scared for it. Yeah, you be scared for your daughter. So I do want to say I love my daughter. Shout out to Anaya, Anaya Love Note on Instagram, Anaya Starborn on Facebook. Shout out to my other star daughter, Nubia. And I just want to thank everybody who supports my family. You guys are awesome. I mean, we couldn't be us who we are. And I really do appreciate you guys dealing with me and working with me while I am.
Oh, we froze. Still there? We froze. Say that again?
Yes. Yeah, Bernie Mac. You know, when Bernie Mac died, he had sarcoidosis.
Yeah, oh yeah, sarcoidosis. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, that's serious.
I've been battling with that. Definitely been an uphill battle because sometimes you're doing shows, your breath leaves a little bit, but the crowd don't know it. But you're struggling to, you know, to
get your breath. So, yeah.
Exactly. So I want to thank everyone.
Nene, you froze out. It froze up again. Looks like it's on your end. Go to the video.
NENE Lioness. Adult music. This road that I got is magical. It'll heal your soul. Try me, babe. Don't doubt me, babe. Let the good vibe roll. If you feel like I feel, then let it show. Only in time for right, so don't come with the circus game. NENE Lioness. Adult music. Come on, bruh. You know that out here we party, right?
All right, we're back with NENE Lioness. You know, so Nene's in the place still. Yeah, we little technical difficulties. It happens with the lines. You know, we deal with it. I mean, I've done shows. I've done with Somatic, you know, and his was going all over the place. You know, I mean, it was all over. It's happened. There's some, believe me, there's some episodes where, you know, you don't hear it at the time, then you go back and then there's echo that kicked in from somewhere. You just don't know where, you know. So, you know, with the technology, it's also the growing pains. You know, you're dealing things.
Yeah.
You know, I just can try to maintain the control from here, you know, and then you know, bring it out to the world, stretch it out to the world there, you know. So, but go back into the it cut off when you was talking about the condition, the medical that you've been battling.
Battle with sarcoidosis.
Yes.
It came in 2005, and it actually the doctor tell you it can go away, it can go away, and it can come back. Well, I had caught it in 2005, then it went away in 2012. It went away. Now, just recently out in Vegas, No Limit, a milkman started coughing up blood, so they rushed to the emergency. We found out it
came back.
So, yeah, so you know, it's not stopping me, but I am taking care of myself. But I'm pushing forward, like my daughter say. We here, you got the support team. My producer is a major support, like he's there for me. So great big shout out to P-Rob, man. I love you for that, bro. For you, like real bro, real life. So with that being said, hey, ain't nothing gonna stop me.
No.
I'm gonna keep going, and I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing, and I'm going to accomplish and execute everything I said I was gonna do because I'm a fighter. I seen my mother fight cancer twice and she beat it. So with that being said, we are the creators.
Mm-hmm. Look like it froze up.
So as long as we stay happy and at peace, we can heal ourselves too.
Mm-hmm.
The medicine and stuff that we need to take.
Right.
So that being said, I'm a fighter and I'm gonna do everything that I do. And like I said, I want to give a big shout out to my daughter, which I already did that. You guys can find me anywhere on NENE Lioness, anywhere. Trying to be a part of the Twisted Tour. Get at your girl. Get at PSTOCK, iHipHopTV. I appreciate so much. I've been waiting to get on this show. Oh my God, like it is a dream for me. So
hey, we go. It's time to run with it. You know, you take it and run. That's what the platform here is for. It's for you. It's for your artists. You can come back anytime. You know, the screen's always open to you, NENE. You know, Lil Lady, come on through. Bless us with that, with some of that fire you spitting, you know, and singing, you know. So let us have it. We're here for you, 24/7.
I will. Thank y'all so much. I appreciate it. Shout out to my Mike Hawk Entertainment, T-Bo. I'm First Lady. We got that hit song out, man. I'm tired of your bullshit relationship song. Appreciate you. Oh, shout out to my managers, Gordy Russ and Donald. I can't leave them out. I cannot leave them out. So shout out to them.
All right, big shout out. Peace and blessings to you. And you know, let them all have it. And definitely follow and definitely go to iHipHopTV and subscribe and check out this conversation. It's great, especially if you're an artist. You don't want to miss this one. You know, you definitely don't want to miss this one. You want to get up there and see it. For sure. For sure. Thanks, NENE. See you soon. Talk to you soon.
Thank you, P. I appreciate you.
I appreciate you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. NENE Lioness. Adult music. This road that I got is magical. Did it heal your soul? Try me, babe. Don't doubt me, babe. Let the good vibe roll. If you feel like I feel, then let it show. Only in time for right, so don't come with the circus game. NENE Lioness. Adult music. Come on, bruh. You know how here we party, man.
iHipHop TV.
Ladin 19, what up, what up, follow that. That's ALUDDIN 19. Shout out to PSTOCK and Aladdin 19, man. Check out iHipHopTV.com.
PSTOCK is on. This is your man PSTOCK, the host of iHipHopTV.